And what is going on?
What's going on, guys?
What's good, y'all? I'm Mass.
And I'm not Migs.
Yeah, my boy, he doesn't change. Well, actually, you know what? You're lighter than Migs.
I'm low-key lighter.
You're lighter than Migs.
It's been winter time.
Yeah, we got the homie Malik in here, or aka Leak Javon.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
We didn't get to this part, but this is Woof Web. Yeah. Sorry about my voice. There's a lot of things going on right now. The voice is out. Migs is out. He's feeling sicky wicky, and yeah, my boy Leak Javon's making his appearance, first time here on the podcast.
And it feels great to be here in this wonderful couch.
Yeah, if you guys ever watch Maple Alley content, you for sure seen him or any of the PLP episodes where he's on. You know, we're kind of like the whole. The universe of. I would say PLP verse, but there's Torta Squad verse was technically first.
The OGs. I was even on a couple of those back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Damn, bro, because if you think about it, you really met us like right after high school.
Yeah, I know. It was honestly really dope. It was like me and the homies at one after another. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, so my boy, he's from Michigan, right?
Michigan.
So he's from Michigan. We met literally 2015, which is the year I graduated. You graduated 2014.
Yeah.
So he graduated the rest with the same year as everyone else. I was a year later. But like, I wonder if, oh no, you definitely wouldn't have gone to school with us because you were in Rancho.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, my boy, he grew up not grew up. He was when he moved over here, he went straight to the suburbs and shit.
Yeah, it was pretty nice living off the 210. I was living good,
Yeah, I think you would have gone to Etowanda, cause my
I think it's right down the street.
My cousins, they used to live down the street from your house, your old house, and they went to Etowanda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know there's Etowanda, and I think Osa's over there somewhere too.
Yeah, Los Osos. That shit's up in the mountain. Like,
it was like up Milliken. It was not that far, but
that's just a vibe over there. My uncle used to live around there, and so like you would hear the football games from up in the houses. You could hear like all that shit, like the cheerleaders.
He's up there with the fucking binoculars watching the game. Like, damn, he sucks.
Yeah, good thing you didn't pay for those fucking tickets and shit.
For real.
Nah, low key though, there are some players that come out of Los Osos.
I know. That's one thing I wished I played against was like actual like NFL players today. Like, we had no talent in our division or even our whole conference, to be honest.
For us, I think the only player I played with he's not even notable because he got hurt right into college. But he was like the one motherfucker that stood out. He looked like fucking DK Metcalf and shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's a kid like that. He was a freshman when I was a senior, I think. His name was Drake Johnson. Went to Michigan. He went to the school right across the street. Like, their stadium was right across the street from the big house, and it was crazy because like crazy energy. They came out slapping the wall on the way out. Like, they was actually playing for Michigan. But yeah, that fool ran me the fuck over a couple times. But he ended up playing a whole year for Michigan. Busted his leg. Never played again. I was like, oh well.
Yeah,
that's my only claim to fame.
That's pretty much what happened to our guy. His name was Rashawn Hooker. And right into college, like either his first or second year, he was like always injury prone. So that pretty much like after that, he never made it to the league or nothing. Yeah. But he was the most promising. What are they called? Prospects. But yeah, and then outside of that, we had Nick Barnett. He played with the Packers when they won the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's tough.
Outside of that, I mean, Summit has some players. Oh, they had Jamal Williams and shit.
Oh, yep.
Jamal Williams.
He's still out there, right?
Yeah, he's with the Saints.
Last time I checked, he was with the Saints, but I wasn't sure.
Or unless he's a free agent now this year.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but
too fast.
But pretty much for the people that don't know you, I don't know if there's like maybe some like upbringing stories you want to let them know and shit. Like, how was your childhood, or how'd you get into music? Because my boy, he's a producer, rapper, but he also does EDM. So.
Yeah, man. It all started when I was born, man. I know I'm playing. No, shit, music upbringing. You bring that back to my mom. Made me do piano lessons. I was like 8 years old. I was over here, thought I was like, fucking.
Was that the first instrument you learned? Piano?
Oh yeah, piano. And then soon after, I picked up the trombone. I was over here in band.
Oh yeah,
jazz band.
That's
all them stuffs. But
shit.
Yeah, all the way through high school, I was playing. But I really loved rap, EDM and stuff like that. I didn't start as early as you guys. I started probably like 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I was like listening to UKF and all that good stuff. I was like, oh, this is sick.
Yeah, that's kind of when we started. I think for me, the technical first year, it was like 09.
Mm-hmm.
But 2010 is when it really spiked, like EDM out here for sure.
Yeah,
dubstep, Dirty Dutch. But I think 09 was when everyone started getting like, because of Gotham City, really.
Yeah, and then Calvin Harris and Afrojack's big hits, David Guetta. Like, it was out here, but especially in Michigan, bro. We didn't have all none of that stuff.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna
We
ask.
had no
Like
Gotham.
for EDM though in Michigan, how did it, what were the first like bigger artists out there?
Skrillex, definitely, Calvin Harris, all those ones you hear on the radio. But even like I'll be going to football games, like on the way to football games, and then kids on the bus talking about, oh yeah, let's play that Skrillex techno shit. I'm like, well, that's not the right term, but
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I know everyone called everything techno back
It
then.
was stressful. But yeah, even then, like I never thought it was possible to make music until I literally came out here the first summer after my first year of college, and that's when I met you. I was talking to my brother-in-law now, but he was like, oh yeah, like teaching me how to spin on a virtual DJ on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay. And then I found all these other programs I could just record myself. So I was like picking beats, just making random music. I'm like, this is kind of cool. People was messing with it. I'm like, okay, it's not what I want to do, but I was just rapping, messing around. People liked it. Then I remember after Hard Summer, we had that like long ass DJ session. You're teaching me how to actually use a board. I'm like, this is way easier than using, 30 keys on the keyboard. It's kind of ghetto.
Yeah,
But
I remember like when I was using virtual, I had to use like my mouse and shit, and I would sometimes you could play around scratching on virtual.
yeah,
DJ.
it's so goofy.
Or what I would do is I would open 2 YouTube tabs and lower the volume on one while the other one's playing.
If there's an easy way to do that, that'd be sick.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck, man. People the thing I don't like is some people on Serato, you could put in your Apple Music or SoundCloud and just get your music from Wi-Fi, but I hate that shit so much.
You gotta wait for it to buffer, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
or miss the transition.
I think it doesn't show. I don't know if it's BPMs or keys or.
I think it's just the whole grid.
Yeah, and then the cue points and all that. I don't know. A lot of entry level DJs, they kind of go into it just thinking like, oh, it's so much easier that way, but really like you're.
Yeah, you're kind of taking yourself back.
Yeah, you're wasting all this time.
If you can do it, kudos to you, but just know, like, if you put in, like, 2 minutes of prep beforehand, you will love your life.
Yeah. So when I met Kitty, she wanted to get into DJing, and we weren't really like, we didn't know each other too well like that. So when she kind of like made that impulsive decision to buy a controller, and it was like this little tiny ass one with like all these little stupid buttons, and it cost literally the same price or if not more than the actual like more necessary controller. One that's more convenient with like the buttons, is more realistic or more
accurate to
what you would play with on like a club system. And so like when she bought that shit, I was like, no. But she didn't open it yet, so she was able to return it, thankfully.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
But yeah, because a lot of time, man, like the people that are barely getting into DJing, they kind of go with like whatever looks cool and convenient and price.
They got the little lights on there.
Yeah, like a Fredo.
I saw that. I was like, ooh, this shit got lights.
Yeah, it looks cool, bro. But he probably paid like $200, $250 for that. It's just like you could have got something more convenient. But
speaking of like. But I've been trying to look for a new controller lately because obviously I started off with the Mix Track Pro because that's what you had, and then after that, during the pandemic, I was like, let me get one that actually works with Rekordbox. That's what I use. Which I found out yesterday. Literally, everybody hates Rekordbox.
Yeah,
I saw like a bunch of stuff on Threads. Everybody hates Rekordbox, but I'm gonna get back to that. But I was looking at a new controller because I have a DDJ 400, which still doesn't work with Serato. I'm like, you know what? Let me try to find one that works with both. Those things hold their value so much. People on Facebook Marketplace selling 8-year-old, 9-year-old controllers for like $600-$700. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, bro.
There's no reason for that.
Because I remember there's this controller I always wanted because it spun like turntables, but it was the Numark like NS6 or something like that.
NS5, 7, I think it is.
Yeah, and I tried looking later on down the line if it went down in price. Yeah, if anything, it went up in price. I'm like, God damn, man, I'm never gonna own this shit.
Yeah, no.
And at this point, it's like so like inconvenient because of how big it is and like sensitive it is. Because I noticed a lot of those like needed repairs because it spun. So
yeah, there's too much like too many moving parts literally with that.
Yeah, and it was heavy. I remember carrying that shit. That shit was heavy.
Yeah, I love playing on this one right here.
Yeah, we have the SZ.
Faithful.
Yeah, but that shit's been through the ringer. It's all scratched up and shit.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking like, okay, I'll be cool to sell it. And then I'm like, maybe I could get 1,000 out of it still. And then I go on OfferUp, but I see way better condition ones for like 600. I'm like, fuck, I'm doomed. Yeah, because I definitely want to change one to a little bit smaller size. It was cool before to have that big ass one. felt cool and shit. But now it's just like, man, I want to carry it around and shit, and it's just kind of annoying. It's too wide.
Even like putting it in a box or something, like trying to protect it, you're like,
yeah,
nah.
and then it's too big for a lot of tables, like a lot of smaller tables. So
put that on like a picnic table.
yeah. So you were saying, you were saying you got into EDM.
Oh yeah. Remember after Hard Summer?
Yeah,
You taught me how to DJ on the actual decks. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But then when I went back home, I was like, I wasn't really fulfilled with just making hip hop. But you know, I ain't gonna lie, the white kids loved it. So I was over here. I was still making little mixtapes. It was really cool. I still got it on my old laptop. I can't get to it because it takes like 30 minutes or so just to start up the laptop. But one of these days, I'm gonna do a reveal on my channel. But over time, I kind of switched from. I started with Windows Music Maker, whatever the hell it was, and then I went to FL Studio.
Oh, they had a music maker?
Yeah.
Because I did Movie Maker, which is like the editing. But
they had a music maker, but it was like, you know how FL Studio has like the little sequencer?
Yeah.
It was like that, but really ghetto and low fidelity. It was just like, oh man, this is like, yeah.
Kind of like GarageBand or no?
Worse.
Or worse.
Yeah. It was very, very free. But yeah, so FL Studio was cool, but I just didn't like the workflow, didn't like the way I had to do everything. So eventually I switched to Ableton because I heard Skrillex used it, Diplo used it. I'm like, oh, all my idols like this. I'm gonna start using that. And then from there, just never turned back.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I mean, shit. You still at it all these years later, 10 years later.
Yeah.
What do you feel like was the hardest thing to kind of adjust to when it came to the music production side? Because you started off DJing first, technically, right?
Yeah.
So like transitioning into production, like what was one of the hardest things? Because I think when you start off as DJing, it kind of helps going into production because you kind of get the hang of like flow, which
and
like,
also like phrasing. Your ideas come up really quick.
Understanding like a structure of a song. But what are like some of the more challenging parts?
I feel like the most challenging part is it's not as quick to pick up. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you know, I can DJ, you know, get Apple Music and just throw some songs together. When it comes to production, you'll be making the same sound for like 3 hours. And you're like, damn, this sucks.
Yeah. Although I feel nowadays for sure they made it easier. Like maybe in the last 5 years, it's made a big jump to make things easier for newer producers because of all the loops and all the presets.
Splice.
Really like if you just have like followers and you just start making, you know, remixes or whatever, it's kind of all you need nowadays. It's kind of sad because all these years, me and Miguel talk about it all the time, all these years you've been trained or taught or told to learn this and that. And then now just like all these people that get 50K and up followers, if they just learn the most basic shit without even mastering their song.
Put a little donk bass on it.
Yeah,
like, oh yeah.
You don't even master a song and like it's good enough, bro. But yeah, so you feel like it was just like getting the hang of it. That's the most challenging part.
I feel like most of it is like making a song isn't that hard. Like once you learn the phrasing and everything like that, but like making sure it's something that sticks out and actually does sound like professional.
Yeah.
Like that's the hardest part about it. Like I'm not saying my stuff sounds the most professional out there, you know, but at the same time, it's just really hard to hit something that like when you play it in your set, it has to sound like it fits. Like if you hear it coming in, it sounds like a whisper coming in, and then it's like so quiet, and the next one comes in banging on top of it, like it's like you know you got to fix something, and that was probably the hardest part. Probably that's why I kind of steered away from EDM for a while because I started off with EDM like when I first started like actually producing, but I wasn't happy with any of my mixes for probably like 3-4 years, and then I was like working on hip hop, and that's why like kind of like just started doing hip hop for like last 4 or 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, okay. And did you feel more fulfillment this time around doing hip hop?
Doing hip hop, yeah, it was great. It was way more fun. I actually had the skills that I learned from EDM because I ain't gonna lie, like EDM production is way harder than most hip hop beats. You know, there's a lot of type beat producers out there that'll make a beat in 10 minutes. I don't know if you've seen the speed runs. People like do like a speed run beat making on YouTube.
Not for hip hop, but for EDM, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? No, like I'm talking like someone they were having a race on Twitch and stuff like that. It was like who can make the Soldier Boy crank that Soldier Boy beat. And I saw someone made it in 5.82 seconds. I'm like, how? He's over there. Oh, yep, got it. Then he started playing it. He's like, oh, I'm like this. Like the fact that people can do that in 5 seconds, I want to see them do it with the EDM.
Yeah.
And even like those 10-minute, 20-minute challenges, they low key suck.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people like Moonboy. They'll be like, how to make an EDM song in like 10 minutes, some like shit like that. That's what I was like talking about. I don't know if that's the same thing you're talking about.
There's a couple people like there's a couple different channels that I've seen that actually do like speed runs. I think Eliminate used to do them. I know the Excellent Boys do them. Well, I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but they used to do it where like they would do like a speed run, like tear out drop in 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever. And then it's not the best song ever, but like it's passable.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely a lot better than some of the SoundCloud songs you be hearing.
Oh man, yeah. And especially like all the reposts and stuff. I know you guys are talking about that recently.
Yeah.
Or like you see a big artist. I remember the artist I was gonna say was Hero Bus. I used to see his repost and it would just come through. I'm like, damn.
I wonder what happened to him. Cause like every now and then he'll pop up, but I don't know. I don't really see him like consistently, you know?
I was going through old notes on my phone and it was like a secret note that I had and I was like, what is this? And I looked at it, was the plans I had for us last 4th of July because I surprised her with a trip to New York City for the 4th of July. But one of the things we're supposed to do was I think the first or the day before the first, it was we were supposed to see a show in Foam Wonderland. Remember Foam Wonderland?
Yeah.
It was a Foam Wonderland in Vegas, and it was supposed to be Hero Bus was like the third artist on there. And I was like, damn, I really wish I would have saw him because I haven't seen him on a lineup since then.
No, I'm gonna still be salty every time I chose Hero Bus over Dash Berlin that 1 year EDC.
Oh, I don't even know. Was that a closer?
No. It wasn't a closer. It was like what? It was like peak time, sometime around there.
Okay.
It was when he played Bass Pod. And
was Spaghetti? I was there for that.
No,
half of it.
It was Hero. Was it with Spaghetti?
I saw one that I was like, oh, this set's going crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember about the B2B part, but
I think I was there with Sally actually. So that was 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah. 2019. No, I think it was 2018. No, I don't know, but
I just remember I was eating pizza and some guy walked up, like he walked past me and came back. He said, "I like your shirt," and I was like, "Oh, for sure, bro."
Well, you mentioned Vegas. Like, how's it over there in Vegas? Because you got a house too over there now, right?
I know, you know, we're moving up in the world, but Vegas is great. Honestly, I like how it doesn't seem like it'd be more chill than California, but yeah, it's like outside of the strips, craziness and stuff like that, and even Fremont's craziness, like it's actually a really chill place to be.
All right, so in Vegas, you can go different routes though. So you can go DJing the big clubs, or you can DJ like the underground scene, or like the smaller, you know, not the resort type shit, not the casinos and all that. Do you have any interest in any of those, or do you feel like you fit any type of vibe more better?
That's the thing I've been kind of like trying to think about recently, because like I do feel like I make a lot of like underground, more underground friendly stuff. I know there's a couple underground clubs out there, but not really fitting those vibes. But with the big clubs, like I feel like it depends on who you're opening up for. Obviously, I'm not going to be, you know, the one headlining right now. That's not going to happen. But I feel like, let's say like if Afrojack is playing or like Diplo's playing, like I feel like I could probably fit those vibes.
There are opening DJs, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I barely ever go to those clubs, so I've only been like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
And I only go like when the main DJ is about to start. You know, I never really remembered if there was actually opening DJs or not.
So most of the time that we go, we have like an app that like, you know, gives us like
it gives you the whole lineup?
The guest list.
All the guest
gives us the guest list. And so like it just has the big name on there. And so like if you could get guest list, you have to be here by a certain time just so you can get in and with your group that you bring and stuff like that. But when you get inside, it's more like you have to wait probably a good 2 hours before the headliner starts.
Oh, I see.
Then the headliner probably pays for 2 hours, and then there's somebody after that too.
How do you feel those opener DJs do?
They do just enough. Like they'll like play just like really mid-level stuff and like high energy for maybe a song or two and bring it back down. Like they do really good jobs at it, to be honest. And then I'm also seeing that usually a lot of them just know somebody. Like whenever I see their pages afterwards, because sometimes you'll see their name up there on the screen, sometimes you won't. But at the end of the day, like you end up like when I'm going through people's pages and stuff like that, I can see like, oh, they play at, you know, Vegas clubs. And I'm like, okay, well they're on the headliner. Then I'm seeing like, oh, thank you for this person hooking me up with this opportunity. Thank you for this person. Like, so it's all about the promoters, you know, and this, that, and the other. So I feel like one day I could be doing it, but as of right now, I'm like not really that interested in that exactly.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna ask that. I feel, you know, as a DJ, it's hard to be a part of a city that has that many events to make a living out of just DJing.
Yeah.
So like,
We'd be surprised though. I see a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, like, oh yeah, like I'll DJ your wedding or quince or something.
well, yeah, but the thing is, we don't really want to DJ that.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, if you're in Vegas, you know, I wonder if you would ever feel like you would want to go down that path where you want to just be a DJ, you know, like a normal DJ. Like maybe you're not the headliner yet, but you're working towards that. But I don't know if you had any interest in like being a opener, I guess, or just DJing, because you know sometimes they don't even have headliners. And I've seen flyers where they'll put the DJs, like they'll be the headliner technically, but it's like on a Wednesday or some shit. You know?
Like they'll have their theme nights or whatever.
And for Vegas, you know, they have events every fucking day technically.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I would have that battle too, because you know I've been advised, you know, you not to do that. It doesn't matter.
Like it does. Sorry, I feel like it does pigeonhole you.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter like if you brand yourself out there as like the DJ. But even just being like added to that event and, you know, people finding out or people seeing that, like it can eventually come back to you where they're just like looking at you different. It's so weird how this whole shit works, like the whole psychological part to it all,
Yeah.
you know? Because it's just like you would think you want to, the more gigs you get, the more successful you are, but really it just like kills your value.
Yeah.
It just depends on situation, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like even like if you're getting booked for like, let's say an Insomniac festival, like you can't play a certain amount of times before that because like it kind of ruins the value of your booking for their festival.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But yeah, and also like the whole psychological thing is like I feel like that's another thing that I want to put myself as like that's why it took me so long to release music in the first place, or like not releasing a certain amount of music that I think is not good because you know I feel like that ruins the value. Like oh he's just still grinding. He'll get good one day. Like now I'm trying to pop out and be like. Oh, that's him right there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still dropping heat. Like I feel like that's a whole psychological thing. Like it goes a lot of different ways with music.
Yeah, but that's also the thing too, because even after breaking out of that, you become successful. You're on every festival lineup now.
Yeah,
that even kills your value too. Like you're still making your money, but it kills like that desire to want to be seen by like the audience. You know, like for us, for instance, we'll see like let's say for example James Hype. When he first came out, it was rare because he had just started playing out here in the States, like as frequent
and stuff.
Yeah. And now he's on like every lineup. So now it's either like, oh, we'll catch him the next time, or it's just like, nah, you know, it's type of stuff like that. And so like I really am scared of that feeling too, because but there are artists. I feel like if you're always killing your sets, everyone's still gonna want to see you because
switching it up a little bit.
Because the amount of times I've seen Valentino Khan and I still choose to see him, you know, that just goes to show, you know, I'm not really tired of his sets, you know.
It's just like he's on every lineup. So you're like, oh, if we miss him, it's not that bad. Because you're gonna see him soon.
It's like but it is like a guaranteed, like you know, all right, you're gonna have a good time at least.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why it's important as DJs, you know, to switch it up your sets, you know, even if it's been like a couple months, like or like maybe 1 month apart, you still gotta switch it up, you know. It's especially if you're playing in the same city, because you're gonna get the same crowd or at least half of the same crowd. But yeah, that's why like you know, although the goal is to be a touring DJ, to always like DJ, like my thing is no matter how many events I have like back to back, I'm still gonna want to change it, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that's just me though.
Like just doing it for yourself because you don't want to be up there bored.
Yeah, exactly. So where do you feel like you imagine your sets being? Like what kind of genres and shit? Because I feel like you're the same as us, where we got to play a little bit of everything.
I know. And like as much as I want to be like, oh yeah, I'm like kind of transitioning to like the hard techno wave. There's a lot of hard techno that I'm like, it's okay. Like I even hear a lot of sets. I'm like, you know, they're all right. But just playing this hard techno for a whole set just feels like not draining, but I feel like I got to get a little bit more creative.
Yeah. For me, like, especially getting older, I feel there's you know, I enjoy the art of DJing, which is literally guiding the crowd into like the different flow, or like, you know, transitioning them into something that, you know, they weren't expecting, but yet they can still like adjust to.
Yeah, that's always been like my goal. Like I've been saying it probably since I started DJing. Is like I want to mesh the hip hop and EDM crowds into like something new, because you know you can't. Somebody that only listens to hip hop is not going to be at a rave, or not going to enjoy themselves at a rave. They're going to be those ones that are just standing like, "Don't touch me," like you know. Or like the EDM peoples are be like, oh, this ghetto stuff. Like they don't want to listen to hip hop or like be around hip hop crowds because they know it's usually rude.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm trying to like mesh it into a world like that people can enjoy both and like really have a good time. Like like there's trap, but like I feel like this still didn't mesh it entirely.
And that's what I like about when we played the undergrounds. Though I'm always kind of like skeptical about throwing in those hip hop remix techno songs because I'm like, fuck, man, what if this is that one crowd that's not really fucking with it? But every time we've done it, it gets like a reaction, or you get like everyone like singing that shit, so or rapping it, whatever the case be. So it's pretty dope, to get that reassurance that like they still fuck with it. But maybe it's just a LA thing too, though.
It could be LA.
That's the thing.
Honestly.
That's the thing. What if we go like to a different state or different country and they don't fuck with it? You
just hit up like Oklahoma and they're like, oh yeah, we don't mess with that, boy.
Or you go to actual like Verknipt and you drop like fucking Sexy Red.
Hey, I think I saw like Shlomo do that before.
Okay then.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You always got to just take that risk.
Take the risk. Yeah.
Take the risk.
Different.
I feel that's my favorite part about playing genres outside of EDM into your sets, because it kind of gives people the idea of like where you're coming from or like what you've listened to, grew up with and shit. Like, so that's why I have like some songs that people will for sure always think like, oh, this was always playing that song. And it's kind of like the way I like to make myself stand out compared to others, because you'll always know that you're gonna hear like that style or that, those types of artists from us, from our sets.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to change songs even in the same era. I try to change, like, for instance, the 90s. I'll change like the song every set, but you're still gonna hear like one of those songs in rotation.
Yeah. And I've been noticing that about myself lately is like a lot of the songs I've been like working on remixes for and stuff recently is all like 2000s hip hop, and I'm like, I feel like that's my wave, but also I don't want to like pop out on stage and be like wearing, the big white tee or like look like I'm in one of those videos or something like that. But I feel like that's low key my vibe, and I feel like I should like kind of push, like lean more into that type of like brand. Yeah,
you should, man. As long as it's you,
Yeah.
As long as it's you and you fuck with it, because some people are like they kind of go with that and it's just to ride a wave. But I feel like people can see through it for some artists,
Yeah, if you look at me, you can definitely tell I like some 90s and 2000s music.
That reminds me, do we have any like black hard techno artists?
Hard techno wise, I haven't seen one yet, but also I'm not like, a fucking encyclopedia.
Because I'm trying to think, bro. I deadass don't think there's one.
I mean, even like...
Oh, well, Black Jesus. But
is he play techno?
He's been doing the undergrounds. I don't know if he's making hard techno music, but
shit.
I wouldn't doubt if he's like throwing one remix out there or some shit.
I mean, technically techno Tupac, but that's not hard.
Yeah.
He's playing more like house and like lighter techno stuff. But
yeah.
Even in general though, like it's at least like mainstream artists, like let's say like on the average Insomniac lineup or like any big festival lineup, like the percentage of black DJs is actually really low.
Oh hell
yeah. Artists is really low. Like obviously the one that always comes to mind is like Say My Name, because he's also bounced genre to genre. He had his own sound at some point, hard trap, like then it took over and it became bigger than him. So it's like, all right, pivot. So I'm actually impressed that he's been able to pivot so much after being like pigeonholed to his own sound. Because there's a couple other artists that like have their own sound and they kind of just never change. They don't really get bigger from that. Yeah,
that's what I fuck with him most is like his how diverse he can be. And he's not afraid to throw out like progressive house and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's some artists that are like, I don't know what it is, but their ego, like they don't want to like do that. Like they're scared or something. I don't know. But just fucking embrace that shit.
Yeah, we saw him killing at EDC. We saw him killing I forget what stage it is. The boat that shines up. It's like
it was some art car. It was one of those art cars.
Like he was killing that with like progressive house and techno. We're like, whoa, what's going on? That was like 2022.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe 21. I don't know. That was fire.
Yeah, but outside of him, you got like what fucking Green Velvet.
Oh, but he's an OG.
OG,
yeah,
right there.
Super OG.
Or none of the Major Lazer dudes are black, huh? Or are they mixed? I think they're mixed.
I feel like either. Well, I don't know what happened to Jillionaire. I don't know if
they never talked about. Yeah, they never talked about that.
I don't know what happened to him, but I think he was him or Walshy's Jamaican. I forget, but yeah, even looking back on it, like it's like all OGs really, like Carl Cox,
Mr. Carmack,
Mr. Carmack. Damn, I haven't heard of him in a while. I saw him on Reddit like giving away a bunch of free stuff a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But Oh, I think it's on Threads actually. But anyways, yeah, like when it comes to like black artists, not a lot of them. But you know, we're finna change that. No,
Hell yeah, bro. I mean,
or at least bring a little bit of like more of like actual black culture to it. That's what Cam always talks about. Like, remember we did that black to black set for EDC?
yeah.
The black to black, bro. Like,
Black to
honestly, we're still planning on a second one. And I remember when we brought him to your guys' show a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, don't worry, we're gonna do a second one. It's gonna be a great moment for Black history. And I'm like, I love you, Cam. That was great. That was great. But yeah, we always like throw. I remember last one we threw in like a bunch of hip hop. We threw in like some Michael Jackson. We were like, I threw in Belle Biv DeVoe, that Poison. Like we were going crazy, but actually ended up being a good set. So hopefully we can do it soon. And we have way more music, way better taste than we did, what, 4 years ago?
What, is he trying to get into the shit again or what?
He was going to school. I'm not sure if he's very focused on music production like he said he was going to. But he still has the old controller and everything. He still has all the stuff. Like, he still has EDM, but he just doesn't play.
I see. Well, since you brought up Cam, how you're a part of a group called Trap Church.
Yes.
When did that start?
Trap Church circa technically the end of 2020. Like
2020.
Near the end of like
during the pandemic, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I did my 3 EPs, the Fuck You 2 stuff, like right after that, they told me, oh yeah, we're gonna come over and record some stuff. Like, okay. They came over late night. My studio was actually in my old roommate's room. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, oh, fuck it, come through. Come in there, they give me some beats, and then they're over here spitting the most vile stuff I ever heard in my life. Like, damn, all right, this is crazy. And like, you want to hop on a song? It's like, I mean, I guess. Because I was over here, I just came off like a super like pop, like weekendish EP. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll rap with you guys. And that shit was ass. But they came to me with such a fresh sound. It was like, it reminded me of like 3-6 Mafia.
I was gonna say, yeah, like 3-6 Mafia or Shoreline a little bit.
Yeah, like it was like a combination of a bunch of different sounds. Like, you know, I really like this. And then they said they had their own producer, but also like I was producing a lot of stuff too, and just recording. And then that's when we met Davey the Don. Shout out Davey, because Rev had brought him through, and it was honestly like, I felt like everything was just clicking. And then we were getting shows, and then it was crazy because like it was a pandemic, and so we literally were just making music. And then as soon as everything opened up, they're like, oh, book you for this. And it was like really cool, like to have that. And then we were building an actual community around it. We were throwing parties. Yeah. And obviously the parties were mostly EDM, but even then, like we had one that was all hip hop and still pulled the crowd. And I think we ended up having our last really big party was at your uncle's venue.
Oh yeah, the Halloween thing.
The Halloween one was fire.
Yeah, that show was
that was fantastic. I mean, it was a little messy, but yeah, it was honestly a really good vibe. But altogether, like we really built something, and I was really proud of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, even if it's not still going on, it's still something, you know, you guys invested a lot of time into. Like you guys pumped out some music videos.
Yeah, we learned a lot too. Like, well, I don't know about but I know I like.
Well, you definitely did for sure. You know?
Like production wise, mixing wise, like just like also working with them, because I worked with people in the studio before, but it was never like stuff that I really cared about. Mm-hmm. But like when I cared about it, I was like, damn, like this is really dope. We can really, you know, master this sound. And then I kind of brought that back over to my EDM stuff, so it really made things so much better. Yeah,
of course, man. And you know, the more practice you get into it, the better like shit will just come through, you know. Yeah. And so I feel like you just had extra reason to want to work more and more and more. Mm-hmm. And the more projects too, you know. Yeah, I actually went through that catalog maybe like sometime last year, which is kind of like, you know, random because you guys stopped putting out music like what, 2 years, 3 years?
Damn, I'm trying to think. I think the last project was after my album. It was The Last Supper. Yeah, we had very church themed album names. I think I think they had Excommunicated, which, you know, that's whole like popish thing. Then there was The Last Supper. I can't remember the other name. I'm trying to remember. I feel like they had solo albums too, so I'm like, damn, like I'm trying to remember all the names. Yeah,
I'm sure it's tough because like literally you guys were pumping shit out like crazy. Like I'll give you guys that. You know, there was always, I felt like you were forcing yourselves onto people's like feed. Like you just
Oh yeah.
you were in people's face no
It
matter
was
what.
hard.
Like
It was hard to miss us.
yeah,
I remember there was
exactly.
a time where like we went out to what was it? Not the underground, but in Riverside, it's oh Hideaway. Went to Hideaway one time. Like we're just in there, and like people like were flocking, like not flocking, but you know we had like a good like little group around us. Then some random dude walks up to me, he's like, "Hey, you manage artists?" I'm like, whoa, like I'm not like that, but yeah, like these are my guys right here. Yeah, I was like, that was super crazy. I felt like it was like the slight taste of fame, but it was like so weird at the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah, no, I feel that, bro. It's kind of like there's a lot of times where I always say it's hard to really gauge like where you're at in the scene sometimes because like you're just a normal person.
Yeah.
You feel that heart. You're just a normal person.
So these
So
are the same people I would see most of the time.
yeah,
Like come to our parties and stuff, and they're like, "Yo," I'm like, "Oh, hey, bro, what's
yeah.
up?"
So when you elevate in a way, like it's just hard to really like gauge where you're at and like
Yeah,
how people perceive you and stuff like that. So
yeah.
um,
And yeah, how you're saying we were pumping out content, I was thinking about it right now. I think it was about 6 projects in the matter of a year and a half,
mhm.
just about. And I'm like, damn, we really were doing that. But you know, with everything in life, you know, there's just creative differences. Like you know, like also we're all living together, so you know, tensions were all high.
Yeah, oh yeah,
But you know, like even though things didn't really work out in the end, you know,
you guys had a moment.
the memories, bro.
Yeah.
It was great. I still talk about it to this day. Like there's so many good times. Obviously, Sally wasn't around for it, so like I always tell about all these funny ass jokes that are just nice that we had there. It's like so many memories in that house.
Yeah.
But yeah, we put the house with the ringer.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of like that was kind of almost like your college experience times two for you.
Yeah,
Well, for
like
you
next
times
yeah.
two.
I feel like the first time I went to college, I was still like a little nerdy guy. I was like, oh, like I'm just trying to go to class.
So yeah, yeah, that's kind of what it was. That's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Especially coming off like what we the whole world went through during the pandemic.
Yeah,
It's just kind of like we had no choice pretty much.
Yeah.
So we made the best out of it. Everyone made the best out of it, and yeah, definitely an experience. I don't think there's much regret. I don't know if regret would be the word.
no,
but,
definitely not regret, but it just felt like, yeah, like we had a little pop or whatever. But I feel like if we all like pushed a little bit harder, we could have went really somewhere far with it.
Yeah, I feel everyone was still, going through learning phases, maturing phases. So, it's a lot easier to look back and wish you could have done things differently. But nonetheless, I think you guys all gained something out of it, and just that experience is within itself. Not really too many people get to have people to push each other or motivate each other to kind of just keep doing stuff.
Yeah, and just
being
always
active.
having fresh ideas, because that's something
Yeah.
I feel like I lack right now. Like you guys always talk about all the time, like having 2 people in the group is so great. You have fresh ideas all the time. Like whenever one's feeling down, the other one picks it up. I feel
Yeah.
like, not to make a sob story, but like I'm all alone in this world, bro. No, nah, but yeah, it's like it's really tough. Like sometimes to actually come in with fresh ideas and keep pumping out and like really stick to it. But sometimes I'll go on weeks where like I make like 4 tracks in the same week. I'm like, damn, nice.
Yeah.
But then like I'm not playing the show for it. Like, okay, whatever. I'll just send it to you and see how you feel.
Yeah, no, man, but just keep at it. It's always gonna be a dry spell, and
Yeah.
then out of nowhere, you're just gonna get hit with that shit.
Yeah.
The key is always to just keep going and keep doing it, because the only way you're for sure guaranteeing that you're not gonna get that shit is if you just don't do it at all.
Right.
So just keep at it. That's my advice to everyone. And if you feel like you've been doing the same thing for like maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, you see nothing changing, then that means you gotta do something different.
Yeah. Slight pivot.
Yeah, even if it's like honestly, like I think a lot of people that are trying to, I guess, like put their face out there, if they can't make that drive or make that that effort to go to an event, at least DM people that maybe are within the company or that you see consistently going to those events. Because one thing I learned is if you kind of gain friends / supporters with people that are like consistent attendees to specific events, they're always gonna now that they see your artist name popping up, they're gonna kind of be like, oh, come play at this show, because they're always going there. And so like sometimes they will recommend you to the person promoting the event and shit. So like from playing so many Code Red / Fever events, I think we've gained like a good amount of followers and people that ask for us like, oh, when are you playing this? When you, like I even have people DMing us when we're not playing a show for Code Red, like, oh, do you have guest lists? Like, so it's just like, I guess just make the most out of your experiences that you get, like those shows you get. Make sure you like make a statement, make it like stick with people.
Yeah.
Anyone that any chance you get to like kind of talk to people one on one, like it doesn't matter if they're big, small, or anything. Like you'll kind of gain like a new supporter just by talking to them, just by like the simple fact of talking to them. Like we had a girl, for example, DM us about our show because we did have a show this past weekend. We'll talk about that right now, but we had a girl. She hit us up like, "Oh, it was my first time seeing you guys. You guys did great, you know." And then I saw that she followed us, so you know, I guess it's just shit like that, man. The more you get to put your face out there, the better, the more supporters you'll get. Because that's one of the things I kind of regret back in the day is we didn't take a lot of the opportunities we're given. We only took the higher quality ones, and I feel like we kind of did shit in reverse a little bit, where back then you're supposed to take the smaller shit, take all the smaller shit.
Yeah, you were feeling like, oh yeah, we're them.
Yeah,
like we got to play nothing but big shows, you know.
Yeah, and that's what we're advised to do, and it's good and bad advice. It's just sometimes you gotta like really like be real with yourself and like who you are and where you're at that moment. And I feel like we kind of handicapped ourselves a little bit. But nonetheless, there's no regrets because at the end of the day, we've been able to land ourselves in a lot of cool situations and a lot of cool scenarios.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we missed out on a lot of supporters because now all the people that we were partying with or grew up with, like they're already like over the rave phase.
Yeah. That's why I feel like I low-key have a handicap too. Is like I just moved here and like kind of like off rip. I was kind of like just making the same friends that you already had.
Yeah.
Like we're just like sharing a network. And I'm like, well, they're going to your show. They ain't like come to my show. And I was like, we're just like mentally just messing myself up. I'm like, well, damn, what's going on here?
Yeah, and it's natural to have that, man. Like I don't know. Sometimes sometimes it is a tough thing, a tough situation like that. I'm trying to. I feel like the mental game is such a hard thing, bro. Especially when you're younger. It's really easy to kind of just feel like fuck. Why is how you felt? How you just explained it. It's really hard to feel that. I mean, really easy to feel that way. I don't know, man. I felt that way too at one point. When I was growing up, like literally the way you felt is the way I felt to the other DJs. Cause like, let's say for example, in when I was doing Cloud9 shit like that.
Cloud9.
Like I had a homie DJ Dread, and like I wouldn't feel like jealous of him or anything, but for sure he was getting all that shit that I wanted, and I was like his number one fan, number one supporter, because I knew that motherfucker was more talented than me. So I wanted him to excel and take all those opportunities. But I definitely used that as like more just motivation to just keep trying, keep going. And maybe his supporters weren't the ones that I wanted, because at the end of the day, like we grew up with a lot of shitty people too. So it's not like I really wanted those supporters anyway. It's just like those opportunities are what I wanted. But I feel when we started Woof Logik, you come across a lot of artists that are in the same tier as us, or we felt at least they were the same tier as us, and they would get all these opportunities, like all these like I don't know what it is, but sometimes you see like a bigger DJ, like your idols hanging out with all these other artists, and it's just like, why don't we get those invitations, But I feel like once I let all that shit go, when I got older, like I started just feeling a lot more better about shit. And I don't know, at the end of the day, bro, like it's really a lot of mental space you take up just like thinking about other people's lanes and shit.
Yeah, and they always say not to compare yourself, but sometimes it's just hard not to.
Yeah.
Especially like the more time you spend online, you're just gonna see more and more and more, and you're just like start getting in your own head about it. Yeah. That's why like I'm like not on social media now, which sucks. But also at the same time, like
but you know what, bro? I don't think that shit will ever end though. Like if you really think about it, because let's say for example, who's a big DJ that's just not in your face anymore? I want to say Boombox Cartel, but he's still like, he's still the shit. Yeah. But like how Boombox Cartel had his run where he had like a good year of just like playing everything. Like I feel like a lot of artists get that. They get one year where they're just like hitting on everything, like every show, every opportunity, and then they just don't.
I feel like it was for him in particular. I feel like that was the pandemic, and then he like went through like a whole situation. He was just like just thinking like, damn, just get my life right. He started being more healthy. I remember he was riding a bike a lot, got a dog, just focusing on him and his relationship. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of a good example then, because I was gonna tell you, like, when I stopped thinking about, so much about, my career shit, mentally I felt better letting all that like, I guess, jealousy or comparison stuff go, and focusing on like the more important things, which is just my mental health and my family, dedicating a lot of time to my family, and just like making my own life more busy, whether it be with content, the podcast, the live streams. Like, once you do that, you just start to feel a lot more fulfilled, I think. So
Yeah, we got a lot of shit going on. We just always doing stuff.
yeah, because there's always gonna be that comparison. Like,
Yeah.
I've heard big ass DJs say the same thing, like Dylan Francis. They'll have that same thing, that same battle where they're comparing themselves to the next person. So
Just make sure you're right in your own head.
yeah,
Make sure like you're doing what you like.
yeah,
Whether you're playing bigger stuff, smaller stuff, whatever. Like, make sure you can survive and eat,
yeah.
and then enjoy yourself.
Well, right now, bro, I think we got to start meeting the right people now. Shit.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like we're stagnant too, shit. But the hardest part is always just going out and networking, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's the hardest part.
Especially like if there's gonna be nobody else there, like I'm just gonna pull up like, all right.
Yeah.
Drag people out with me, like, all right, guys, we're gonna talk to all the right people tonight. No one get too drunk. Mess up this opportunity.
Yeah, shit. I'm getting fucking hot, bro. I don't know about you, but I'm sweating.
I stay hot.
I think it's the ghost. That shit
It's
be
gotta
making me
be.
sweat and shit, bro. How's your fitness life? Because I know you had like you were doing fucking you were going to the gym shit.
I mean, well, I'm still fit and everything. I'm still working a warehouse, so I still got my. I'm still in shape. I'm just not working out as much as I used to because like since I've been taking music a little bit more serious these last few months, and I was working a lot of OT this year, where I just didn't really have enough time to just wake up and have enough energy to just go in there and give my all. And so sometimes I'll wake up, get my stuff ready for work, and I'm like, a 30-minute workout doesn't sound pleasant right now. Like, I'm just not going to go. And then after enough skips, like it just kind of adds up to not being in there enough. I'm still keeping my weight, luckily, because if I don't work out, I will lose weight because like it's the muscle that keeps me at
the
this
muscle
weight.
mass.
Yeah, but I'm technically on a bulk. But I'm gonna start cutting here soon and actually get back in the gym because if I cut and I don't work out, I'm literally gonna end up like freaking like 175. I'll look disgusting.
Right now I'm at 164. Like I'm staying a steady like 163 to 168, but most of the time I'm at 164.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I started my last job that I was at for a couple months, that's when I made that. Finally, I started losing weight, and ever since then, now I've been in my usual rotation, like in the 160s. But before, it was always floating around the 170s. And but I don't know. I definitely want to go back to the gym, but that's the one thing for me is I have like very little motivation to go.
Yeah, no. And it sucks because like I love it. I love the gym, but just like the hassle of getting up and out the house because like the whole reason why I started is because we had the gym in our garage.
Oh yeah.
And so like we just go downstairs at the church and just pump it out, however long you needed to. And then right after, boom, we'll go upstairs, take a shower. You're done.
See, for me, I need to go to a different location. Like I can't work out in my home. Like I just
It
feel
felt like a different location because you never see the garage.
yeah, I guess
that was the only good thing about it.
Yeah, no, I'm the type where I need to relocate. I think environment is a big help for me to change my mental space. Cause like when I would go to the library, that's when I lock in on whatever the fuck like the assignment is or just like whatever task I'm giving myself. But when I'm at home and I'm on the computer, my ADHD or whatever just fucking sidetracks me like every time, bro. I'll be on a website. I have like a list of things I'm supposed to hit on, like bills or like because what I do is that on my notes I'll put like send out these emails, send out these promos, just like little pieces of content ideas I'm supposed to start working on. and I'll do like 2 of them, and I'll get sidetracked.
Yep.
So like
That's how it always goes.
home is like for sure my it's my weakest point, I think, when I'm home.
Yeah, and like that's my weakest point too. Is like my whole studio is like in my room, and so like yeah, it's a good little distance. But like when I'm working, and then I'm just thinking about it, and then I like even think about getting a little bit tired. I'm like, damn, my bed's right behind me. It's creeping up on me.
You have a pretty good little setup. You have a pretty good setup though at home with your production stuff.
Yeah, thank you. That's thank God for who was it? Was it Biden or Trump that got us those stimmies?
Trump.
Because yeah, as soon as that like first little like stimmy came through, I was like, I'm a splurge because I was working on like some little Logitech speakers that I got from Walmart.
Yeah.
And just my laptop, and I mean I had no interface, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had like a little clip mic, little Samsung clip mic.
I'm gonna start using this as our interface.
Screw it.
Yeah, well, it technically is one too.
Yeah, I mean, you just plug a mic into it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this one right here.
Yeah. There's like some output. Where is it? I think it's the USB-C cable. You just put into the fucking
Laptop.
yeah
Or computer.
computer. Because yeah, the one we use, that shit. I don't know if I feel like that's the main reason why the laptop's always like fucking glitching out. The CPU is like going up or some shit. It always fucking lags us out and shit.
Also, it just depends on what do you have running through it too. 'Cause I feel like I'll be doing too much with my plugins. Like since I got the UAD, and so I'll put like every plugin like, oh, it can handle it, and then it hits like the like 99% part, and it starts like glitching out a little bit.
Yeah, because Miguel, when he'll plug his laptop into your house, like that shit works.
Oh yeah,
And then using this shit, it fucking doesn't. So now I'm gonna start using this for the interface. I just don't want to. I didn't want to do it because how we use it for the podcast.
Yeah,
I didn't want to keep bringing it
moving it
over
back
here
and forth.
shit. Yeah,
I mean, you do what you can.
yeah. I think I heard their voice. Was that Aiden?
I don't know, somebody.
No.
But yeah, like the setup's pretty nice though. Yeah, it's always open for you guys. You know that. It's really cool because like whenever I need to like record vocals or something like that, I still have like the mic with the stuff on it. Like I have room for everything to be nice. Like I need a new keyboard though. I don't know if you noticed that keyboard has like 2 broken keys right in the middle.
Nah, I didn't
It's
see.
ass. But
I'm excited for when you set up everything at your Vegas pad.
I know because right now it's just I have like the standing desk with a computer and nothing else. Like no speakers. And I have the keyboard over there, but that one has a little bit of lag to it when you plug it in, which we found that one actually in the trash.
For real?
Yeah, we were at Sel's old apartment at the Glen, and she lived right across the street from the trash. We came back from Redlands a little, tipsy whipsy, and then came back and she was like, "Babe, stop!" I'm like, "What? We're pulling in the garage." And she's like, "There's a keyboard right there." I'm like, "All right." And like, "You don't think it works?" She's like, "Watch this." And we brought it, we put it in the back of my car, and just plugged it into my computer right there, and it worked. I'm like, "Oh, that's fire!" So yeah, so we kind of just lucked out with all the stuff I have. But when we set it up in Vegas, it's gonna be literally the spot. Whenever anybody comes through, like, probably might have to do like I don't know if you ever seen Kenny Beats did The Cave.
Nah.
You never watched The Cave? Oh, those are really entertaining.
Bro, I feel like you should, kind of like how this looks. I feel like you should do something like in your studio like that. Like, how some people have the clouds and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the clouds.
No, I'm not saying do that, but like,
the
for
clouds
example,
much.
like make it feel like a whole different environment. I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool kick it spot because, the couch and everything, there's so much room. Probably put a TV, maybe a projector on the other wall. It's going to be.
I was
the
thinking you
go-to
should put your
spot.
green screen right there for your content.
Maybe like one of those like
The pull down
things.
projector, yeah.
Pretty cool. Let's see how the landlord feels about that.
Which that reminds me. I mean, you do some pretty cool content, some pretty creative content. Do you feel like did you have any like editing or video background by chance?
No. I mean, I did a class back in like No, I did a class back in like middle school, which I mean, it was just like basic editing stuff. But I never did it again until literally I was like forced. I forced myself to do it. Like my very first song I dropped was on my birthday, 2020, and literally like that day, I recorded a video and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn how to edit. So I was in Final Cut, just like teaching myself how to chop everything. Made that video in like 3 hours. I'm like, this is cool. And then from there, moved to Premiere. Then Premiere got really expensive, like just for the whole Creative Cloud. Adobe fixed that, bro. There's no reason for that.
For
Not
real.
everybody's making hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars every month to afford that. That's crazy.
That's what I hate about the Photoshop shit. Like,
then-
because I have auto pay, so every time like I'll see that
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
I'm
you're like, no, forgot again. You never go back.
I fucking hate this shit.
But then from there, I was like, you know what? Let's switch to Resolve. And Resolve isn't the easiest thing to pick up.
I'm
but
still trying to
it's
pick.
fire.
I'm still trying to get good on the Fusion shit. But the reason why I can't do good on Fusion is because my desktop, like every time I open it, it's fucking shitty, man.
That shit starts like screaming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fire. I love Resolve. It's very useful, but obviously I'm limited. So like I learned what I can do and can't do. Like sometimes like the green screen ones, like with the Devil and Angel stuff. I actually just shot a couple more of those. But like I did the green screen part of it, and then I would like bounce that out, render it out as a clip, and then just like position everything right to where it looks good. But yeah, when it comes to editing, I just have a lot of crazy ideas. I'm like, damn. Then like while I'm at work, I'll have the idea. I'll look up like, oh, how do you do this? And I'm looking like, can I do that? Can I not do that? Like I have the green screen. Well, you have a green screen and a decent camera. I just use my iPhone.
Oh, you use the iPhone?
I'm using my iPhone. Like every now and then I will use the actual camera, but nah.
You have the same one, but in white, no?
No. Oh, damn.
She has something. I'm trying to pull it out.
Oh, damn. Nah, but we got another Sony, but it's not the same. That's actually a way better body.
You have the ZV1? No.
ZV10, yeah.
ZV10?
ZV-E10, I think it is. I don't know.
Well, I have the same shit. What you talking about?
That's an alpha. Huh?
No.
That's a little alpha right there. Ours doesn't have the alpha on it.
The lens?
Oh, you're talking about the lens? I'm talking about the body.
Oh, yeah. Well, then it was the body. We're all like,
Hey, sorry, we're at the end of the day, we're still like content geeks and stuff like that. So like stuff like this comes up every now and then.
yeah.
But yeah, like honestly, the learning curve was a little bit hard at first, but you know, after 5-6 years of doing it, like I can come up with ideas, and more than likely, with a little bit of time put into it, I can figure it out. Like all my content only takes about an hour, maybe a two. Maybe two.
Yeah, that's how long it is for me too. It's funny because like every time it's something so small, especially with like clips. I feel like clips is the thing I dread making the most.
No, I hate doing that.
Yeah, like anything for like a TikTok reel or Instagram reel, like that's the type of content I dread making the most, because I just want to make it as simple as possible, but I know a lot of the times that's what like people don't like. They want like all this crazy fast like shit. Like you know, it has to like really catch their attention like right away. And that's the shit that I struggle with. Like,
and the funny thing about that too is like people stress that out a little bit too much. Like whenever I come to making a clip, I just like bounce out the whole video, whatever that goes on YouTube, whatever. Then I copy that same video to my phone, and then I'll just chop it up like when I'm like in the bathroom or something. Like I don't even think about it. I'm just like, oh well, I just want this soundbite, this soundbite, this soundbite, and everything's already like there. You don't have to move the clips around or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just chop it down until it's under a minute, or like 40 seconds, some shit like that.
Yeah, because for me, man, I feel like I mean, you're right though that a lot of people overthink it, but I come from like I'm like that type that took forever to get onto TikTok, and I'm that one like I'm just not really. I never really saw the value of all that shit, man. So I think the product that everyone should be really like really focusing on is the main product. But really, I think it is the clips, because that'll get the people to like want to watch the full video, or like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Like I'm on YouTube way more than TikTok for a reason. Like I love longer form content, but even like the shorts. As soon as I go on YouTube, the first thing I see is shorts. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch this.
All right, YouTube Shorts. I remember there was like a time where people were saying that that's gonna be the thing now. Like everyone has to, like it's gonna be the most monetized thing.
It is. I've seen a lot of clips, like a lot of videos of people talking about how much they make off of shorts alone.
Yeah,
it's low key better than long form.
So yeah,
but it's just harder to get the watch hours because technically it's only a minute. I think up to 3 minutes now. I think we when we first started WizWeb, we were posting clips on there, and we definitely got most of our views from there. But it's like clips, so it's like you're gonna get more. Well, the cool thing is like when that gets a lot of views or a lot of likes, something like that, you can literally tag your video is related to, and then they can watch it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing with me is like I said, clips is the thing I hate doing, so I never really put enough attention to that shit.
I just know it's necessary, and yeah, there'd be weeks where you don't see any content from me, and then like one day I'll just like shoot like 3 videos in the same night. Like I'll get to editing it, and then whenever I edit, schedule them, post 2, maybe 3 a week.
Scheduling them shit.
But
you can schedule clips
on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I do that on the laptop because when you do it on your phone, it's just like it likes to hate on you. It doesn't let you do a lot of things. A lot of things come all glitchy and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. No, I hate YouTube's editing thing. I don't know if you've ever used their editing shit, but yeah.
That's how I feel about edits. Have you tried edits yet for Instagram?
Nah, but I've seen the promo and shit.
It's like the Kroger brand of like CapCut. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I wonder why it's so hard to get down.
I don't know. It's like this is the same concept. It's just one's just more native to the other, bro. You can just post that shit right away.
Which CapCut? I mean, look, a lot of people that use CapCut, like I feel like for CapCut, you got to stop using it for full videos because it always exports in 1080p and that shit just looks so grainy.
Yeah, that shit, it always surprises me when I see like a full video and I see like the TikTok like subtitles come up. I'm like, whoa, it's a 10-minute video.
Is there? They have the premium option though, where it's 4K.
You can go like 2K, 4K if you want, but
yeah, people say it like Jonathan. He always says like, it doesn't matter. People watch on their phones anyway, but it does honestly, matter. Bro.
I've literally had that same conversation with my girl like maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, yeah, I mean, when you're watching your phone, you're not gonna notice the difference. But then someone watches on a TV, you're cooked. You're actually cooked.
And that's the funny thing is because I was looking at our fucking analytics on the YouTube. And half the people watch it on TV. So whatever he was telling us is bullshit.
Well,
because half of our fucking demographic watches on this shit.
Yeah, statistically, more than likely people are just watching it on the go.
And I feel like I still notice a difference on the phone. That's just me though. I don't know if I'm just like very like focused on the detail.
You got some real good eyes. What you got? Like
I swear,
2020?
Bro. I do. But I swear I'd be looking and that 1080p, it makes a big difference on the compared to the 4K, even if it gets compressed or whatever.
Yeah, I do the same thing on my phone though. Like I always record everything in 4K, but then when I bounce it out, I don't do 1080, I'll do 2K, which is like half. But it looks way better than 1080p, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, fuck 1080p. Keep
keep
that shit with the fucking RCA cables.
If you're doing 720, don't even look at me.
But 720. Dude, I remember I was looking at my old downloads and man, those bit rates were horrendous.
Oh my God. Like you got the 128s on there?
Bro, I seen like a 56, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
How did you even manage that?
I don't fucking know, bro.
That's less than YouTube.
Those YouTube converters were like so, I don't know. They were converting some shitty ass quality. This was like 2012 though.
Oh yeah.
So like back then I was just getting whatever fucking bit rate I can get.
And then as soon as they go on, like even this speaker right here, it's just.
Oh, yeah. It sounds so shitty.
It's like just growling at you.
That shit's in a microwave. Yeah, man. That sucks about the bit rate shit though, because like if you want that maximum, you gotta get that. You gotta buy those songs or get the free downloads if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean free downloads. Luckily, most of the time they're just at least 320s. But I've done free downloads and it comes out still as like a 192. I'm like, bro, did you rip your own song? I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds all shitty and yeah, I don't know, man. That's just weird. I feel like SoundCloud just does something, or even Spotify, or they lower it because when I was listening to Spotify in the car, it's so much like lower compared to like some SoundCloud links.
Yeah. But it's also like the normalization. They do that on Spotify.
Yeah, they do that shit, but I don't know. Fuck all that shit.
Yeah, for real.
Even SoundCloud. I feel like they've made a difference in their mastering shit. Like when you upload a song, I feel like they kind of had like a phase where they did the same thing. I don't know if they still do it because I don't really listen to music on SoundCloud.
I've been more active now that like I'm actually like dropping stuff on there, and like I'm using that as like my outlet right now because I can't drop these remixes on Spotify without, you know.
Or can you? Because the motherfuckers still be doing it.
I mean, yeah, they have their ways of doing it, but also like I just wouldn't want to run the risk because I'm literally just naming them the same exact name that they're called. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Wookie wouldn't care because the reason why that was the first song that I like really like mastered is because I met him at EDC last year, and I literally told him I was like, oh yeah, like I have a really good idea for a Chop It flip. He's like, I was like, oh yeah, like yeah, can I get an email to send it to? It's like, just send it to me on Instagram. I was like, got you. Look, if you're seeing this, I done sent it to you on Instagram multiple times. Comment on all your stuff, asshole. No, but no, but so like, pretty sure he wouldn't, try to sue me for making a remix of his song that hasn't been around for like 6-7 years.
Yeah, no, I think the labels probably care more than the artists.
I think he dropped it like solo. It was
Yeah,
like on Working
that
Weeks,
song specifically, he should. Yeah,
But then the other one, Soul Shaker, like somebody gonna come for me.
Oh,
I think Def Jam,
especially
personally,
in the hip hop world.
yeah,
They gonna come for you for sure.
all my other ones, I think like the TikTok one that I was doing. Well, not the TikTok app, but like TikTok, You Don't Stop, like that one. I think I'm gonna drop that one because even the original song is from like '92, and it's not gonna be that serious.
Bro, tell me I'm not tripping. You know the song "Smooth Operator"?
Yeah,
when did that song come out?
in the '90s, no,
In the 90s?
like
Okay, because
7, 6.
I told Kitty that because I was just singing that part, and then I told Kitty to put it on, and she put on some like house version. It's not like,
Oh, there's new versions, yeah.
but like I'm trying to get the original, and she said like she couldn't find it. I'm like, how?
Sade.
But I was driving, so I didn't want to check. So I let
over here like, girl, if I have my phone right now.
because she put on a house song and like a house version of it, and I felt like that shit was whack. And I was like,
I gotta find it now.
like literally, I was just like so like I was just like, what the fuck is this, bro? And she thought she picked the right one, and I was like, how do you not find the original though? You just Google it or put it on YouTube.
It's right here, 1984.
Yeah, see, I know I wasn't tripping. She had me second guessing myself.
Yeah, no, she's tough. I like her stuff, but
Yeah, bro, I'd just be at work. I'd be like, smooth operator.
smooth. That's some real chill stuff. But yeah, when it comes to like sampling and stuff like that, I know who was talking about it. I think David was just talking about it the other day. He was talking about like what you can and can't do on you guys' what's web, but yeah, to a certain point, yeah, you can get away with it, but probably shouldn't run that risk because it kind of flags you.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You probably get away with it for like 10 years, and out of nowhere you get hit up for, you know what I mean?
But I remember back in the day, SoundCloud used to get everybody.
Oh yeah.
That's why I had a whole second SoundCloud page because my current one that I'm using right now, I got 2 strikes in the matter of a month, and I said third one you get kicked off. I said, damn. Imagine I'm famous one day and then they rip my shit down.
We were getting strikes when we made the Bass God remix that Yellow Claw hit us up to do. We're trying to upload it just to send it to them, and we like every time we tried it, we get taken down right away.
Yeah, luckily they changed the algorithm recently. Like they don't really care as much now. But what was I gonna say? Damn. Forgot what I was gonna say right there.
That should be happening, bro.
Oh no, I'm talking about like way back in the day, like 2016, 2017. I remember Martin Garrix tweeting or like making posts about it, saying, "Oh, thanks SoundCloud," and it was like, this song contains samples from this song. It was like the same song. It was his song. He was like, "Thanks, I can't post my own song on SoundCloud now."
Yeah, bro.
It's so crazy. Like, yeah, that's why they had to rip it down. Like they're like, oh yeah, they're just doing too much. Like if someone has an issue, they can find it.
Yeah, that's why I'll always be salty we didn't hop into this DJ production game like way earlier, because back like in 2012 to 2014 was like when everyone was just fucking blowing up off of fucking remixes and shit.
Well, I feel like now, like from the shit I've been seeing, like I feel like now is probably the best time to be on SoundCloud. That's why like I low-key felt like, damn, I might have a chance.
Especially under techno right now. Like I feel like that's where I'm getting most of my techno shit is on SoundCloud.
But even like when I go on Hyped It and I'm listening to all the other techno that's on there, like hard techno that's on there, I'm like, damn, this is not hard techno. Like you guys are just
exactly
throwing like donks and reverse bass and saying, oh, this is it.
That's the same thing on Spotify. Like I noticed a lot of that shit. It's like some like over like European type shit. I don't know, it's weird.
Eurodance.
Yeah, Eurodance.
Shout out to all those fools. Oh yeah, speaking of Europe though, I'm finally going.
Oh yeah, baby. Wait, did you guys lock in the flights or no?
No. So we're actually finishing up the plan next Saturday. We have a trip planner. We're helping we have helping us. You know, my trip planner was ChatGPT, but then like we.
So you guys hired an actual person?
No, so we ended up meeting somebody that knows Miles.
Oh, okay.
And so like we met this guy and like he does it for like super high level like travel agents come to his company, and so he's like, oh yeah, he's like best friends with Sel now. So.
That's cool. Shit,
gotta love the gays.
Do you want to tell everyone where you're going or?
Yeah. I mean, we have a list of places we're going, and I've scheduled it out myself. But he's like, you can't really trust it that much. So right now, our hit list is Greece, Italy, Turkey,
See,
Paris.
me and Kitty want to go to Greece for our honeymoon.
Greece, yeah, that's where we're going first. We're going 4th of July weekend because I guess international flights on the American holiday are really cheap. So,
Oh, for us?
yeah, screw it.
All right. So where'd you land off, or where'd you end off at?
It was Greece, Italy, France, Turkey, and then England up to Scotland.
Damn, y'all motherfuckers going everywhere then.
Yeah, we got like 2.5 weeks.
And wait, so you're doing how many days per spot?
2, 3.
2 to 3.
And then we're finishing off in Amsterdam. And then the last day in Amsterdam, we were going to Verknipt Arena.
Oh yeah,
which looks crazy. They're doing 360 this year. That's gonna be nuts.
A stage or the main
360,
stage?
the whole thing. It's all one stage.
Oh yeah, that's true. Damn.
And the lineup's pretty stacked. It's mostly B2Bs. So
Shit.
it's not gonna be no pre-recorded stuff. Actually, like out there living the best life.
That's cool. Are you most excited for that spot?
Yeah. Also seeing Holy Priest at a 360 is gonna be fucking nuts.
I know, you're lucky. You get
Big
to see
ass 360.
I've been wanting to see him forever.
I know. I don't think it's gonna be too much longer until he comes to the US.
No, yeah, because you just got a booking agent now for the States.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, he signed to UTA, I think. UTA.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, he got his visa and all that. So I think he said in the summer he's coming over here. I think,
well.
yeah.
Well, I'll be seeing him in summer too. Fuck it.
Watch, I guarantee you he'll start being on Insomniac lineups next year.
Yeah, screw it.
He'll be the new 9x9 or I Hate Models.
I Hate Models. Which I Hate Models. I don't know if you saw that clip of him playing What the Fuck by the Hero Bus remix.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he played What the Fuck by Hero Bus on the Ultra stage.
Dubstep?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did actually.
I literally was watching it live. I was like, what? Nah, and then just full on dropped and said, oh, okay.
You see what I mean though? Like that's why you gotta take those risks. Even if you're on like a specific genre stage, like fuck it, play some other shit.
And that's how I've always been. And like how to circle it back to I was like, I like to convert, hip hop lovers. Like there's been so many times we have after parties at the church. Yeah. And I'm over here like playing, like mixing like underground like hip hop with EDM. And people over here like,
yeah.
Oh, like I don't even mess with this stuff like that. That's so cool. I'm like, yeah.
Because I guarantee you're gonna make a fan of that one person that like maybe they're not super into EDM, and so they're more into the different genres, and they go to EDM. They go to a EDM event, and then they hear that one DJ that's playing like some shit that you wouldn't think you would hear at an EDM event.
Yeah. And
then because that's what really got me into Kennedy Jones. Cause he would play fucking corridos. He would play like all the Spanish shit. And
wait, I never confirmed. Is he like Latino?
Oh, he's white.
Oh,
he white.
That's how I was like.
He's ginger.
He would play that shit like, what is that? That doesn't make sense.
He just knows his shit because he's from Corona.
He's for the culture.
Yeah, he's right here from Corona, so I'm sure.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's why I feel like a lot of artists they should really tap into that, if they don't already.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to step outside myself sometimes too, like especially like the Peso Pluma blow up. I was over here actually like between him and like Fuerza, like I was playing a lot of corridos like during 2023-ish time. Like I remember we were actually in Mexico and I was playing some stuff. And Sal was like, bro, it's so weird seeing you play this right now. I was like, imagine my parents were here. Like, it was like, oh, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, that's funny, man. Well, fucking shit. We hit about the hour mark. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to let the people know, let the world know, but
really just, support your boy. Look out for me on all whatever your, whatever social platform you go on, even YouTube. Look up Leak Javon, LIQUE JAVON. And if you like EDM and hip hop, more than likely I got some music for you.
Oh yeah, man. This is our boy, man. We really appreciate if you guys go and follow him. He's one of our brothers, so
What do you mean? What do you mean by brother?
He's my
Not
brother. My brother.
My brother. You watch Mufasa?
No.
Oh, never mind.
He's our brother, Malik Jovan. But go ahead and give him a follow. He's definitely one of our bestest homies. And yeah, I think you'll be seeing his name around for sure a lot more.
Sir.
Especially out in SoCal, you know, this is where we from and shit. But hey, you might catch him in
Vegas
Michigan too.
Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot about Michigan. I might be going out there to play with Marvin. Depends on how my time's looking.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you again, Leak, for pulling up. Sorry Miguel couldn't be here to be the third voice.
I know I missed that guy.
But yeah, guys, we are, I think, episode 95 now, 95 at this point. So hope you guys watch us, or hope you guys like this episode. Hope you guys will watch us next week, and we'll see y'all then. Check out Maple Alley, check out Leak Javon. Peace.